today's talking point from your official guide to being a good Republican. Talking point number 726. If you want simple solutions, then you should support simple-minded leaders. Here's Speaker of the House John Boehner's simple approach to the debt crisis.
The solution to this crisis is not complicated. If you're spending more money than you're taking in, you need to spend less of it.
Now, some wise guys might say you could also take in more money. That sounds kind of complicated to me anyway. Let's keep it simple by limiting things to spending cuts. And let's simplify things further by never saying what those cuts will be. You see, that way our problems will just go away. Oh, I know that sounds simple and silly, but it doesn't when John Boehner says it, especially when he uses his sober voice. Here, he describes what will happen if the president signs the Republican plan.
And if the president signs it, the crisis atmosphere that he has created will simply disappear.
You see, if the president just does what we tell him to, then all of the terrible problems that he has created will simply go away. What could be simpler? We Republicans don't want to fight. We want to work with the president to implement our ideas. And we're offering him this opportunity in the generous spirit of bipartisanship. There you have it, Mr. President. Do as we Republicans say, and all of America's problems will just melt away. It's the official slogan of Simpleton. And that's talking point number 726 from your official guide to being a good, simple Republican.
The nerve of him. What Boehner's rebuttal was last night was a bunch of talking points strung together, and they made no sense whatsoever. I mean, he and the careful enunciation by the Boehner. It was like he was taking the sobriety test, and he wanted to nail it like A, B, C, D, And the president, of course, had to point out that the debt limit is money that has already been spent.
Understand, raising the debt ceiling does not allow Congress to spend more money. It simply gives our country the ability to pay the bills that Congress has already racked up.
Right.
In the past, raising the debt ceiling was routine. Since the 1950s, Congress has always passed it.
Yeah.
And every president has signed it.
Right.
President Reagan did it 18 times.
18.
George W. Bush did it 7 times.
7.
And we have to do it by next Tuesday, August 2nd, or else we won't be able to pay all of our bills.
And so the Republicans said, all right, here's what we'll do. You're offering me $4 trillion, $3 trillion in spending cuts, $1 trillion in revenue raisers over 10 years. None of the revenue raisers will kick in until 2013. And the Republicans said to $4 trillion, no. We'll do $1 trillion for 6 months, and then in the middle of an election cycle, we'll put the country through it again. And we'll put Wall Street through it again. And there will be no certainty for businesses. And there will be no certainty for pension plans. And there will be no certainty for retirement funds, U.S. civil service or military or Social Security or any institutions that invest in U.S. treasuries. And by the way, a lot of these funds can't invest in treasuries if treasuries aren't rated AAA. And Wall Street, ahead of Boehner, said that this Boehner plan, this temporary fix, this 6-month thing, will make Wall Street and other, entities so jittery that they will downgrade the Treasury bonds from AAA. And that will mean that pension plans and Social Security and civil service retirement funds and U.S. military retirement funds and other institutions like pension plans will have to sell those treasuries, causing a major earthquake in our financial well-being.